was the sixth and final first-round quarterback taken in the 2024 draft, but that means we have 5 others we have to pick apart after weekend 1 of the preseason. Kyle Brandt, I can't imagine where you want to take us next.
I want to take you to the front yard, all right? This weekend, I spent some time with the son when I got home yesterday, and my 10-year-old son and I, Calvin, were playing catch with a football in the front yard, and he's throwing it around, and he made a particularly good catch. And oh, great catch, son. And he said, Dad, he still calls me Daddy, I love it. He says, what's the greatest throw ever in the NFL? Like, who made the greatest throw? So I brought him inside, got out the tablet, and we did some YouTubing. I educated the child. Safe. And I said, here are the greats. Here are the greats. Just go ahead and roll them. I said, son, you want to know the greatest throws ever in the NFL, the biggest, clutchest throws you've ever seen, most impressive? 1981 NFC title game, son. That's Joe Montana. He's waiting over Too Tall Jones to Dwight Clark in the back of the end zone, came known as the catch. Ooh. So, wow, that's impressive. How about this one? Super Bowl 43, Roethlisberger to Santonio Holmes. What a clutch throw. And then this one. And then here we go. Preseason 2024, son. That's Caleb Williams breaking the pocket, throwing a laser to Cole Kmet down the sideline. He goes, wow, those first 2 were okay, but the third one was fire, Dad. And you're right, son, it was. When I tell you I got like the goosebumps off my forearm and all parts of my body when Caleb Williams threw that pass. He threw several passes, but the guy out there throwing it and breaking the pocket. Can we just see it again properly done up? Because this is the ushering in of a new era, not of Bears football, but of professional football. Just give me the throw. Look at this thing. An absolute seed, Peter. A dot, a laser, a dime. He doesn't have to do it. He could throw it away. But no, I'm going to make a play. That era is over. This era is beginning. Just a gorgeous throw. And here's what I love the people saying, yeah, dude, it's against the 50th string defense. It's a preseason game. Chill out. I won't chill out. I will not chill out. I like this angle. You want this angle, Peter? Look at the rush. He's going to throw it away, isn't he? No, he's going to put it right between the numbers, 25 yards, ba-boom. I will not be calmed. I will not be tranquilized. I will not do it, and neither should you. Bears fans, don't read those idiotic, mouth-breathing, booger-eating tweets from your Twitter saying, calm down. Don't calm down. You should not calm down. You should do the opposite. Fire up. That was amazing. There's more where that came from. I'm educating my kid. I'm educating you. Caleb Williams is here to stay. That's the one that I like. Peter, what do you have?
Can we Kyle, stay in the division?
Okay, yes. Akbar, go on, baby.
Peter, I just have to say, I wasn't feeling you at first, and then you started to go on, but it wasn't until you put the score under the soundtrack underneath the video where I thought that this was a historical event. The throw looked beautiful. I'm all in on Caleb now.
Yeah.
How did you, what?
Or it's the orchestral finish. It's a nice touch.
What? Yeah. Well done, man. Well done.
Anytime you can roll orchestral music and the symphony on August 7th,
you got to do it.
You have to. That's when that game was played. So I love it. I appreciate it. It's one of the greatest throws of all time.
That's what I'm saying.
How about the greatest quarterback situation for a rookie of all time? Can we go to J.J. McCarthy? Has anyone had more laid out perfectly with Kevin O'Connell, a former quarterback, as his head coach, Josh McCown, a former NFL quarterback in the quarterback's room, Sam Darnold in front of him, and then JJ gets rolled out there, and it's like he throws an interception early to Jack Jones, and you're wondering, all right, dude, let's slow down. And then JJ McCarthy starts cooking, and how cool was this? You've got Jefferson on the call being interviewed by the guys in the booth. And check out this play and the reaction by the best wide receiver in football. JJ McCarthy, you can't throw left, can you? Let's see.
I'm going to have to stay with the go ball and give our guys some shots downfield. Oh, there we go.
Oh, here it is.
Just awesome. And McCarthy played really well in this game. The Vikings fans are almost excited as the Bears fans. I will say this, that we've got David Carr there, who I think is such an awesome pro and had a rookie season where it's like you just got to take the beating and just kind of go. David, you have to just be envious of what this guy's walking into. Quarterback coach, quarterback head coach, great offensive line, Addison and Jefferson, and no pressure to start out of the gates because Sam Darnold was signed to a big deal.
You're also not a brand new organization.
A pretty established organization. So I look at J.J. McCarthy's situation as a first-round pick. I don't know if I could have laid it out any better. And as a debut, hey, threw a pick, but don't worry about it. It's okay. It's not really matters. Go for it because we've got Sam Darnold and you can work out those kinks. I love the fact that he got to bounce back after throwing the interception and to have Jefferson on the call as that happens. It's pretty cool.
But even on that interception that he threw, I mean, it was still like he was in the pocket, standing in there, making throws right after that. Like, he ripped a 20-yarder on the sideline, like, literally 2 plays later. I'm like, this kid has it. And then the other thing is, like you mentioned it, he's in a perfect scenario. Like, Sam Darnold can go in and play. He's got one of the top 5 play callers in the league right now calling plays for him. So he has all the components. Take your time, breathe, man. Just drink it all in, right? Don't get thrust in there like I had 2 weeks.
Is it infuriating?
Yeah, well, I mean, what's hard is like when you're a young kid, you don't know, right? So you have to have adults that can take care of you. And so for me, I was just thrust in because a lot of times these guys, when they go into camp, they have the best arm. Like, you're in shorts. Yeah, that guy looks the part. So everyone kind of wants to push you into the spotlight. But, man, you're not ready. No. You're not ready. So do as much as you can. Sit next to Sam Darnold. Drink it all in. Learn how to be a pro, then go out there and use that physical skill that we saw.
And you know who else has a similar situation is Michael Penix Jr. And Michael Penix Jr. looked amazing during the preseason. And I think what I'm starting to notice with all of these quarterbacks is that they're coming in pro-ready, and I think it's because a lot of the coaches are coaching them up. Say, tell me what they did well in college, and let's start to roll that out in their pro game and then get them kind of elevated and move them up in the pro game. Michael Penix, I mean, I was just watching body language, and I'm like, why does he look so calm? First off, he scared me because he's left-handed, and I was like, oh, shoot. I was having flashbacks of Michael Vick, and I'm like, man, this dude is so smooth in the pocket. 5 drives, led down to 10 points, but I think this kid is going to develop well under Kirk Cousins. To have a pro like that, to have an amazing coach like Raheem Morris, I mean, you see oftentimes, and we talked about this before, like, I think sometimes some quarterbacks get thrown out there and they're just not ready yet. You know, they're not ready to make that change.
Well, you hit on a great point because a lot of these guys, and Sean Payton did it, and you're seeing it with, obviously, with the rest of these guys, their coaching staffs have said, what were they good at in college? Let's bring that into the pro game because now the college game has kind of leaked into the NFL game where you get the RPOs like we saw with Bo Nix. You see a lot of that stuff, and it makes guys comfortable. Yeah. I remember I was like, man, if we just had like 3 or 4 concepts that I had run in college, I'd feel better about this, but it was all brand new. So great job by the coaching staffs putting these guys in position to where they can feel comfortable. And then he just has a special arm, man. So, let him get warmed up. He'll start cranking some down the field that are really going to be
Speaking of quarterbacks that don't have to get thrust into the spotlight or totally take an organization to a left turn, let's go to Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders. What did you think about him over the weekend?
Well, so that's why, like, number one, like, off the top of it, I want to say, like, protect this kid. Like, everybody else seems to be in a good position. But it's not just the physical, like not just the offensive line I'm talking about. I'm talking about Cliff Kingsbury. Like that offense lends itself to some holes, right? Even with Kyler Murray, who we saw in Arizona, with Cliff, they were tailor-made for each other, right? Well, Kyle's running all over the place. He's trying to make plays, and I think that's the key. Like, can they calm down the protections enough? Can you have answers to the test? Because you know on defense, if you see a weakness in protection, attack it. Especially with a young kid, they're going to come at you. So for me, I think Jaden's a special player. I think he's going to be an excellent pro. But they have to protect him because he has the ability to make all the throws, to make any play you need. So this was a screen, right? And against there's a lot of talk. It was man coverage. He checked out of the screen, doesn't want to get Austin Eckler killed. Checked to a go route on the outside. Perfect. Great throw. Dime. You don't really have to worry about protections there. It was just a 4-man rush, maybe 5 again.
He liked it.
Brought a 5th guy. But he played excellent football, and he has all the tools. And you hear the stuff in training camp and in the OTAs. He's playing above what we thought he could even do. All right, so you got him, right? You got the guy. Now let's protect him. And I think that's the thing I'm going to be focused on watching Cliff. Do you have gaps in your protection? I
want to circle back, David, to Peter, something you said, because Peter knows Sean Payton so well. Peter, interesting for you that Sean Payton was able to incorporate maybe some of Bo Nix's game, even though he's such a classic play caller and like quarterback whisperer, if you will, which I might put that on the list of things I don't want to say anymore. Are you surprised that he was able to incorporate some stuff to make Bo Nix as comfortable in the preseason to start?
I look no further than Taysom Hill and what he used him doing, and that there was a way to use a guy who wasn't a traditional quarterback, but we can get packages involved. Like, Sean has all the tools. It was just that you weren't going to do that with Breeze. You probably weren't going to do that with some of the other quarterbacks he had. You weren't going to put him in harm's way. But if Bo Nix can move a little bit and you can use that offense that they ran up there in Oregon just a little bit and incorporate it, I think that's all power to. Remember, it's not just Peyton because Pete Carmichael's there this year and Davis Webb is going to be the quarterback's coach who is under 30 and played many years in the NFL and kind of speaks to these guys as almost peers. I think it's going to be really interesting to see Bo Nix's development as opposed to having a veteran quarterback like Russell Wilson who came in and to no fault of his, kind of thought he had the answers also. So there was Bo Nix is a blank slate. Sean Payton, they can draw that up the way they want.
But this one's for Pat.